Hey, hey, hey! How is everybody doing? A lot of wild stuff in the news right now, and I will briefly touch on many things, but most importantly, we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have some fun, and very sure that this is a no black pill zone tonight, at least. Um, so right now on the docket to cover, in Kentucky, a sheriff retired a judge, and there's a lot of speculation, and I've got my opinions. A Montana rancher has been jailed for what may or may not be something bad. Some great news about a kangaroo. Sean Diddy Combs might not be a great person. It is technically it's after midnight, so it's my father's birthday, but October 1st was a very wonderful person's birthday. Even though we may not like how he did his profession, we can all agree. We should all agree he's a good person. Hillary Clinton is giving a warning, and the vice presidential debate between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz happened today. Who won? Mainstream media news will surprise you with their answer. But the first thing I would like to start with is a funny video that I'm going to react to. I've not watched it. You may or may not know that I do drink some alcohol. I know this is going to be a shock for my viewers. I know. But I do drink alcohol. In fact, I am drinking some alcohol right now. Now, an old-time drunk like me, I believe in chasing. It goes better the next day, less of a, that don't work. Yeah, that's better. So we are going to watch Philippines drinking etiquette. Now, I have not spent a lot of time in the Philippines. In fact, I've barely spent enough time to call myself an expert. But I know people that have spent a lot of time there. Also, story time. Oh. So I got a little puppy in the Philippines. His name is Asher. And he is adorable. There he is. Look how cute. Aw. Well, little Asher has been sick. He's been really sick. And we had to take him to the vet, get some medicine. And after getting his medicine, I asked, is he doing any better? And I was sent a video to show if he's doing better or not. Baby Asher is doing better. Brown Bear from We Bear Bears, not super happy about it. But hey, Baby Asher's feeling better. So let's watch this drinking etiquette video.
Communal drinking is a vital part of Filipino culture. From the smallest birthday parties to big town fiestas, Filipinos.
Why does he have an Australian accent? But yes, communal drinking is a
just
big
can't
deal.
seem to get together without having a few drinks on the table.
Red
However, believe it or
horse ale.
not, amidst the chaos lies an age-old order. Welcome to Philippines 101, and this is Philippine drinking etiquette. Following the opening of the bottle, the Kangaroo, also called the gunner, and one of the distinctive characters of the drinking culture in the Philippines, assumes an important role. Now, prior to the commencement of the festivities, a small portion of the intoxicating liquid is poured into the cap, then subsequently emptied onto the ground. This ceremonial offering to the spirits is considered essential for a safe and devil-free session.
Yes, the Filipinos are rather suspicious people. Not suspicious, sorry, superstitious. Lots of amazing, fun cultural legends. And they're fun, nothing crazy. And a lot of people might look at it as primitive. I look at it the same way I look at a lot of our things we do here in the US, horseshoes, salt over your shoulder. How many of you motherfuckers kiss the sun visor when you cross a yellow light before it turns red? All right, so quit being pricks. What I have noticed is a lot of these fuckers want to light the rum on fire because it sets in the taste. All you're doing is weakening it. You are just lowering the proof.
The Kangaroo pours the drink every time, measuring the liquor by eye. The participants are not given individual glasses. This is in accordance with the tradition of tagay, which means a show of trust, camaraderie, and in these days, a united willingness to enter in a COVID Russian roulette, as drinkers share a common glass passed in a round-robin sequence. It is frowned upon to take a pass, but when a drinker is excessively intoxicated, a substitute from within the group must consume the shot in the drinker's place without affecting his or her own turn. To maintain
I don't want to share glasses, though.
It is customary, post-consumption, to return the shot glass to the center of the table or hand it directly to the Kangaroo to be refilled for the next drinker. The composition of every drinking session varies. However, it is important to familiarize oneself with these characters as to be aware of their characteristics. The Drunken Master, a legend gifted with immunity from inebriation, usually left with the task of cleaning up after all is said and done. The Walking Dead. This creature's will to stay conscious despite consuming overwhelming amount of alcohol is commendable and allows it to continuously engage with the group, albeit from a half-dead state. The Escape Artist, capable of sudden disappearances, it leaves unnoticed, bringing with it its share of the bill.
I'm not naming names, but you bastard know exactly who you are.
The Werewolf. The usual catalyst of trouble. It turns aggro and overconfident with every shot. The concert queen or king.
All right, as for the werewolf, quick story time. We had this fucking kid, 20 years old, not old enough to drink. And he got drunk and started acting the fool. And the vanishing artist, normally, who's a $120, 5'6", actually was there for this. Didn't disappear. And this dude got all fucking aggroed, and little tiny dude decides to fucking headbutt him, forearm him in the fucking throat, put him on the ground, and then handcuffed him to a fucking post. That 20-year-old's sister called their mom, who showed up trying to press charges.
A frustrated vocalist, this creature bogarts the karaoke machine
Danny!
in its quest for validation. The Sleeping Beauty. With its low tolerance for alcohol, this creature lacks the ability to stay conscious with its introduction in its bloodstream. Because it is immobilized early on in the session, the Sleeping Beauty is the primary target for embarrassing photos and unwarranted facial doodles. The Runner. The one tasked with the acquisition and logistics of essential supplies to perpetuate the drinking session, such as ice and booze. One privilege of the Runner is that it is able to choose the food it likes to be consumed by the group along with the alcohol. You see, for Filipinos, no drinking session is complete without the accompaniment of food, usually of the greasy and fatty variety.
That's
This
universal.
is called pulutan, and it comes from the Filipino word pulot, meaning to pick out. Now, it is acceptable for drinkers to grab small bites in between shots. This is to remove the bitterness from the alcohol, as well as prolong intoxication, as the food is hoped to slow down the alcohol from entering the bloodstream. It is unacceptable, however, to consume the pulutan with rice, as it is meant to be shared and not to be hoarded and treated like a meal. In the event that grease or fat is unavailable, inexpensive nuts and chips are usually the viable alternatives, including some born out of creative ingenuity like the tuna and canto cracker combo.
Ngayon pare, nakita ko to sa mga French restaurant eh. Yung pare, sarap po. Ang ina pare. Ina, pare. Ina. Sarap po. Ina. Ang ina.
Kampai or kanpai in Japanese is the Filipino way of saying cheese. The clinking of glasses and the partaking of a shared
How the fuck do you clink glasses if you're all passing the same drink around, though? That's what I want to know, right? And yes, I'm not sharing the drink with everybody because I'm not drinking at your slow ass pace.
beverage containing every participant's DNA is meant to honor old friendships, celebrate new ones, and in certain situations, possibly avert oneself from being violated with a sharp piece of metal designed to break up ice. Huwag mo gawing kanin ang aming pulutan. Bacon o ganano.
All right. Funny stuff. I have had a couple drinks in a couple locations. This much is true. And yes, it's easier to move the screen than to move me. Let's get that out of the way. Now, I like to expose myself to different cultures. And what I have learned is certain groups of people fucking love me. And certain groups of people don't love me. 2002 or 3-ish. Before West Virginia, after Central Kentucky. I am having a couple drinks with a couple ladies, and they want to go to a bar. Okay. This bar happens to be an Elks Lodge, an all-black Elks Lodge. Now, I spent a good portion of my childhood in Europe. I spent a good portion of my childhood in Baltimore. And unfortunately, a painful part of my teenage years in Georgia. So I'm very, very much multicultural. I don't give a flaming turd about any of that crap. And I guess it was a little bit of a surprise because this was in a not racially friendly part of the country. Walk in, sit down at the bar, and I see my people. An old black man. Born in the early to mid 60s. So someone who's very old now, but at the time was middle age. And fucking, let me buy you a drink, man. Let's talk sports. And then, man, can you say something and get this music to, like, not suck? Oh, really, white boy? What do you want to listen to? Well, I don't want to listen to this. How about we get a little fucking soul up in here, right? I want to hear some fucking soul. Like what? You know, obviously, a little Jim Brown be all right. I don't know. How about some Smokey? Can we fucking get a little bit of Smokey? You know, if you play some Smokey Robinson, then maybe the girls would dance with the boys and not just try to hump them. Next thing you know, we're having drinks. And totally forgot about the girls. I'm just fucking arguing with this dude about music, and we're talking sports, and hell, we even argued about food. And by the time all's said and done, I'm at his place, and we're fucking watching a movie and smoking cigarettes and drinking, and made a great friend. Great friend that lasted for years. But I'm not sharing the glass. One, you can't toast if there's only one glass. Two, hurry up. Hurry up. Take the drink. Take the drink. It's like, motherfucker, I am trying to say something. Well, pass it then. No, I'm going to take my... Right? Just, yeah. I see this happening. So, in my trip to the Philippines, I am going to have to politely, no, I need a glass. If you want, I'll pass my glass along as well, but I need a glass in front of me. After I drink, I'll pass. As long as you fucking have another one for me. Because fuck this. I'm not standing there glassless. No. Nope. All right. Now on to the not awesome news. Although surprising. Let's get us a picture. I know. Totally professional prepared. Images, and there we go. This is one that's pretty fair. I just want the fucking picture. I want the fucking headline or none of that. All right. And boom. There we go. That's a good background for us. Now, I am going to be reading major sections of an article from the Telegraph by Tony Diver. Now, I have a contentious relationship with journalism. You see, when I went to college the first time, I went as a journalism major. And this was right after 9/11. And this was about the time when journalism became activism. So it caused a great bit of unease. See, I had so much love and respect for journalists who, you know, it's about the truth. It's about standing up to the system. It's about getting your shit out there, regardless, right? It became, let's push a message. And it's allegedly a right-wing talking point to say that can't trust mainstream media. But how many people go, you can't trust the mainstream media if it's this channel or this channel, but you can trust this channel? No. All right. Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Warner Brothers, DC Comics, Universal Studios, 20th Century Fox, name a fucking movie studio, and they own a news station. Okay? why is ESPN involved in politics? Right? Well, you need to push a narrative in order to make your bosses happy. There's no independent journalism on television hardly, which is why people on the left don't trust certain channels, and people on the right don't trust certain channels. Well, I don't trust corporate media. I don't. They have bosses. They're not allowed to say certain things. Also, YouTubers. There's things they can't say. And as we've seen with this Lauren Chan situation, not saying she's guilty, but it does show, just like YouTube giving that $25 million grant to the Young Turks, yeah, just because they're not, right, do your research. So yeah, I wanted to be a journalist 20 fucking years ago. Instead, I became a theater major. Figured if I'm going to lie, might as well lie doing Shakespeare. But even better, Tennessee Williams. Or only got to do it once at my first university, David Mamet. But no, it was not Glengarry Glen Ross. You wouldn't know it. The one I did get to do. All right, so mostly quoting Tony Diver at Omaha Beach. That's his byline. A clear win for the man with the harder job. Viewers of Tuesday night's VP debate, if you're expecting fireworks, you were disappointed. Unlike other debates, no car crash moments, no name calling. Honestly, they both used restraint. They were polite and gracious, and both of them would acknowledge points of agreement. When I deployed to the war zone of Italy, sorry, not trying to be biased, but he lied about going to war. He mentioned that his 17-year-old son witnessed a mass shooting. And Senator Vance said, I am sorry about that. Christ have mercy. Waltz replies, I appreciate that. Later, he said, I enjoyed this debate. There were times where both people had their debates muted, mostly over Springfield, Ohio. The cats and dogs thing. Arcane disagreement about specific legal status of the immigrants. And they squabbled about that. And gentlemen, the audience can't hear you because your mics are cut. Now, this is Tony Driver, who I don't approve of this statement. Vance made a name for himself with bizarre pronouncements about childless cat ladies, and his awkward manner on the campaign trail came across as warm and human. He was not In the words of Mr. Waltz, Governor Waltz. He says Mr. Vance, Mr. Waltz. Governor Waltz. Weird. Detailed answers on policy. Spoke about children and families. Absolutely appealed to female voters. And Governor Waltz, picked for his folksy Midwestern charm. No, he was picked because he's not the very good Jewish governor of Pennsylvania, a state that she needs. He came unstuck in front of the cameras. He stuttered. He said, and this is a meme, he became friends with school shooters. He meant school shooting victims. The worst moment of the debate came when they asked him very nicely and calmly and gave him a chance to figure it out and talk his way out of it. You claimed you were there for Tiananmen Square, but all the evidence says you showed up months after. And he went on to talk a lot about his small town and being a congressman, and people know him, and he talked about anything but. And then when they finally were like, look, were you there? And he was like, I was caught up in the rhetoric, and I misspoke. Did you misspoke claiming to be there, or did you misspeak about the time you were like, And then he did his pre-scripted Project 2025, which has been debunked many, many times, about nationwide abortion ban. And when J.D. Vance is like, no, on the record, Trump will veto any ban on abortion. And Donald Trump did follow up, making a commitment to that again. They were friendly. And I do agree with the author of this article, Tony Driver. Mr. Driver is correct when he says the candidates were debating each other's bosses, which allowed them to not attack each other. It was probably smart that J.D. Vance did not going after Tampon Tim for the tampons in the bathroom. Tampon Tim, it's alliteration. It's just fun to say. You know what? I don't give a shit if you put tampons in the men's bathroom. I don't care. Doesn't change anything. And yes, contrary to people might think, I don't care who goes into which stall in the bathroom. If a dude in a dress wants to fucking go in the women's bathroom, close the door, and do his stuff, I don't care. I've raised daughters, and I absolutely am not taking my little girls into the men's room, and I'm not just letting them go in. So yes, for the last, in the early to mid 2000s, I would stand in the women's bathroom at the sink, and people come in and be like, "Oh, am I in the no, this is ladies' room. What are you doing?" My daughter's using the stall. A few times people were not pleased, and I always responded with, "My daughter's in the stall. Please go do your business. We have stalls. Dressing rooms? That's a bit different. I know it's awkward. I know it's difficult. If you're a dude living as a chick and you want to use ladies' dressing room, go to the bathroom stall if you're going to whip out your penis. I'm just saying, I don't care what you do, but don't whip your cock out in front of females. Just saying. Just saying. You want to go in there and change? If you're not whipping your dick out, I don't care. But if you're working out at the gym, you should change your socks and your underwear, please. For your benefit, not mine. As Senator Vance put in at the start of the event, a lot of Americans don't know who either of us are. Border control, climate change, the economy, interesting points between both of them. Harshest criticism, obviously, was reserved for Donald Trump. We're not in the room. A nearly 80-year-old Donald Trump talking about crime sizes is not what we need in this moment, said Miss Governor Waltz in response to the crisis in the Middle East. No wars in 70 years. So, Mr. Tony Driver has made the statement that J.D. Vance won the debate decisively. And he's writing for a very left-leaning company. USA Today, New York Times, only Rachel Maddow on MSNBC, and a few people on X, formerly known as Twitter, have not agreed that J.D. Vance did a better job. J.D. Vance is not he's not a good running mate. I said it before that I have said before that I do not think J.D. Vance was a good running mate. I believe that Donald Trump chose him because he is a reliable, in his opinion, choice for vice president. I think he wanted a vice president he could trust because of the issues that he had with Mike Pence. Mike Pence was a terrible choice. James Woods, RG3 comments about I'm watching The Office. Right? Damn it.
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee to free speech on.
The most sacred right under the United States democracy is the First Amendment. You yourself have said there's no First Amendment right to misinformation. Kamala Harris wants to use the power of government and big tech to silence people from speaking their minds. That is a threat to democracy that will long outlive this present political moment. I would like Democrats and Republicans to both reject censorship. Let's persuade one another. Let's argue about ideas, and then let's come together afterwards.
You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. That's the test. That's the Supreme Court test.
Tim, fire in a crowded theater. You guys wanted to kick people off of Facebook for saying that toddlers shouldn't wear masks.
Senator, the governor does have the floor.
Fire in a crowded theater. That is criticizing the policies of the government, which is the right of every American.
Senator, the governor does have the floor for 1 minute to respond to you.
Yeah. Well,
the most sacred right under the United States.
Doesn't look good. It doesn't. I'm gonna move on. I'm just gonna share one more thing that just kind of shows the opinion of, yeah. Lied about Tiananmen Square. Or he misspoke and got caught up in the rhetoric. You know what? Me, the way I generally try to look at things is like with the, I made friends with school shooters. Obviously, that's not what he meant to say. Just like when he called Kamala the great prostituter, it's not what he meant. It's just funny. Lying about Tiananmen Square, maybe he was just inspired by Tiananmen Square. Yeah. Because what kind of garbage fucking person would lie about that? The kind of garbage person that would lie about deploying to a war zone when you never went. The kind of garbage person that would say, I carried weapons of war in Iraq. So, yeah. I got little to no restraint on that. Now here's an article from The Hill. The headline caught me. So, Clinton warns of October surprise that will distort and pervert Harris. There will be concerted efforts to distort and pervert Kamala Harris, who she is, what she stands for, what she's done. The 2016 Pizzagate, oh, let's not Look at the crazy stories about me running it. No one said you ran. Evoked laughter. Pizzagate as the child sex trafficking conspiracy became known. North Carolina man opened fire in a pizza parlor, hit nothing, but one stray bullet took out the hard drive of Comet Ping Pong Pizza. Yes, Jeffrey Epstein used a pizza parlor to launder money that he used to blackmail people. Who was involved? To be honest, to be fair, we don't know. Yes, a lot of people want to claim Hillary was involved. There is no proven evidence that Hillary Clinton was involved in Pizzagate. There is only proven evidence that her husband was involved. There are Republicans, Democrats, both involved with Epstein. Politicians are corrupt. Movie stars are corrupt. Congratulations, powerful people are corrupt. And someone blackmailed them and made a fuck ton of money. Sorry. Good news. October 1st was the 100th birthday of Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter is a good man. He's a damn good man. He's a wonderful, God-fearing, kind, open-minded to people of other religions, just a good human being. Never, the Democrats never would have put him up if they thought there was a chance of winning that election. They put up a good, kind, sweet, lovable redneck out of Georgia because none of the big stars wanted to take a chance. Because clearly Ronald Reagan is gonna win the nomination and fucking crush. No one's gonna beat Ronald Reagan. Well, Ford pulled some backroom Hillary Clinton deals and screwed screwed Ronald Reagan out of the nomination. And pissed off the Republicans, so they just stayed the fuck home. Nope, I ain't voting. I don't fucking care. Meh. Jimmy Carter became president. Good man. Damn good man. Terrible fucking president. Terrible president. He, being a good Christian, doing what's morally right and humble and kind, created a large amount of the issues in the Middle East. I respect Jimmy Carter as a person. I relate many things back to military service. I served with some soldiers that were just sweet awesome, great teammates, just people you can trust to always be there for you. They would lay down on a mine to protect you. Wonderful, wonderful people that I would absolutely not in a million fucking years want to make the fucking platoon sergeant. I can respect a platoon sergeant and hate that motherfucker and want to wait until the day he retires and then go punch him in the fucking throat. Because the two things are not related. A man you love does not mean that's a man you want to handle a shitty situation. Moses. I know. Moses was an asshole. Moses was an asshole with an anger problem. Fact. Moses came across this dude beating a slave. Now, Jimmy Carter, love you, Jimmy Carter. 100 years? Hell yeah. Jimmy Carter would have been like, hey, please. He's a fellow child of God. You can't do that. Let me reach out to your inner spirit. Moses grabbed that motherfucker's strap, beat him to the ground, and then took his staff and murdered that motherfucker. Dead. You ain't gonna fucking... Yeah. Won't beat no more slaves, motherfucker. Moses was an asshole. Not shitting on Moses, by the way. To all my wonderful Jewish and Christian friends, I am not shitting on Moses. I'm just saying Moses was an asshole. When Moses comes down from the mountain after talking to God about, we need some fucking water, dude. And these assholes have melted down the Ark of the Covenant into a fucking golden calf. Like, oh, no, we're good. We got a new God. How did Moses respond? Oh, my children. No. You see, I have the answer we need. No. Moses lost his shit. He lost his shit and went the monkey fuck off. He went off and got us like, all right, Moses, I need you to lead these people across the desert to the promised land. And things will be better. But you're an asshole. And you don't get to go to the promised land. Like, I need you, because you're an asshole, to get them there. But once they get there, yeah, you're an asshole. So yes, Jimmy Carter, wonderful, wonderful person. 100 years, absolutely. Top 3 greatest human beings to be president. Also, bottom 5 worst presidents. Might be a connection. But I don't hate Jimmy Carter. I don't even disrespect Jimmy Carter for what a disastrous job he did as president. He did what he felt in his heart was right. And he did so regardless of what it would lead to. I can respect that. I don't like that we pay the price for it, but I'm not going to hate on the guy for that. Never should have been the president. But yeah, damn good person. Happy birthday, Jimmy Carter. Wonderful man. And read his Playboy interview. Yes, he did an interview with Playboy. And you read that and don't walk away going, fuck, he is a way better person than I could ever be. Then read it again. Terrible president. Great man. All right, now on to something boo-hoo, not happy, shady. Diddy pornographic video features him and a person more high profile than him. Now, this is from Vibe magazine. Armand Sadler. And well, I'm not going to read everything exactly, but I want to definitely show where it's coming from. All right. Diddy was arrested, racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking. The internet users, you on the internet, everyone's trying to link all this stuff, right? Ariel Mitchell Kidd represents a woman who claims in 2018 Diddy did her. And News Nation's Banfield this past Friday, the 27th, while discussing what the woman endured and the sale of a porno tape of the event, this was said. There already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood being shopped around. But one particular person contracted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became public knowledge. A celebrity is on a Diddy diddle tape. And this person they hired a lawyer to reach out to be like, hey, do you want to buy this before it becomes public? Not that I would ever leak it, because that'd be blackmail. It was recorded in Atlanta. Internet users have named Jay-Z, Beyonce, The Weeknd. However, the language says that the person was more high profile than Sean Diddy Combs. All right. The article goes on to discuss lots of speculation, and it's actually entertaining article. Go to Vibe and check it out. I'm not gonna read this dude's article, but it is an entertaining article. Vibe is who did it, and everybody is speculating. Anybody that says they have proof, none's been presented. By the way, yes, everyone knows I'm bald. I do this because of the glare, but unless the glare starts bugging me, I'm just gonna leave it off because it has a fucking logo. And I don't like it. Like, I need to just put it on backwards, and it won't annoy me trying to line the thing up all the time. But it just, the logo's on the back, and that annoys me. But I don't fiddle with it as much. So we'll see. Now, speculation. The most believable speculation appears to be Justin Bieber. Or Usher. Usher did hand Justin Bieber over to Diddy. I would love, absolutely love, nothing more than finding out that all these claims are bullshit and no kids were harmed. And we all love, even though we deny it, we all love to see celebrities, or at least certain celebrities, getting taken down. It makes us feel better to see someone more powerful than us taken down. But the claims about children, I hope, are wrong. They're probably not, but I truly will celebrate if they're all lies. Because we should all celebrate when we find out kids weren't hurt. Even if we hate the person that's being accused. Two more articles and a happy story. I'm going to for you just to end on a happy story. All right, now I have not read this, so we're going to read this together. USA Today, and I don't have a strong opinion yet. This is USA Today by Julia Gomez and Jonathan Limehouse. A Montana rancher has been sentenced to 6 months in prison after cloning a near-threatened sheep from Asia, then selling its offspring to shooting preserves, according to court documents. Okay. Yeah, his shoulder's still not healed yet. All right. Six months in prison for cloning a near-threatened sheep. Dude, it's threatened. We need more. And then selling its offspring to shooting preserves. Okay. It's a sheep. Arthur Jack Schubarth. Arthur doesn't become Jack, so I'm guessing he goes by his middle name, which is something that can be turned into Jack. 81 years old. Going to spend 6 months in federal prison. 3 years supervised. He's 81. $20,000 fine, $4,000 community service for cloning the Marco Polo sheep from Kyrgyzstan. Yes, that's technically Asia. Jack was sentenced for committing 2 felonies: conspiracy to violate the Lacey Act and substantively violating the Lacey Act. Okay. He was convicted of 2 felonies: conspiracy to violate the Lacey Act and violating the Lacey Act. Really? It is a law that bans the trafficking of illegally taken wildlife, fish, and plants. Okay. Him and 5 people created a hybrid species of sheep that would garner high prices from shooting preserves. Okay, what the fuck is a shooting preserve? What am I missing? Who is shooting sheep? What is a shooting preserve? Held to be shot by hunters. Who's hunting sheep? Who's hunting sheep? Daisy. You tell me. Daisy, look at the audience. Can you tell them who's shooting sheep? Yeah, that's what I thought. Sorry, little baby was sleeping. Oh, I know, sweetheart. I know. She woke up to me shouting, "Who's shooting sheep?" I'm like, huh? Just had to give her a quick, you're good, baby. Seriously, who the fuck is... He illegally bought parts of the sheep Oh, they're 300-pound sheep. Okay. Cows weigh a fuck ton. Who's hunting cows? They're semi-tame. They are hand raised, often bottle fed. All right. That's that. Like, damn, dude. All right. So I get it. They're a protected species, but I clone them. So I'm not hurting the protected species. These are my own cloned, bottle fed pets. Fucking. All right. This is emotional response. Clone fucking jaguars that are protected and have people go hunt them. You know what? They're cloned. It doesn't affect the show behold. Do it for Palestine. Fuck Palestine. Also, you can't see either of my beeholes. A jaguar, mountain lion, tiger, they're cloned. They're not, it doesn't, damage the protected status of that. I can see the argument there. But sheep, hand raised, bottle fed sheep, that just dick that just dick-headed. And it's 6 months in prison. Fuck the prison. Fine the motherfucker a giant amount of money. And just punch him in the fucking balls 8 times. Yeah, the beehole patrol wants me to show my beehole. No. Do it for Palestine? Yeah. Not a good marketing strategy. And for the record, if he said do it for Israel, same thing. Fuck that. Nah. Fuck Palestine. And, good luck, Israel. Wish you the best. Not giving you no money. So, a happy story. Before I move on to an awesome story that'll piss people off. All right. Old incubators help save orphan kangaroos. by imitating their mother's pouch. By the way, this is from the Good News Network. I love the Good News Network. It is very rare for them to be political. It's all just good, enjoyable things. Like, so look at this, right? So they got some outdated incubators, right? It's so cute. They got these outdated incubators, and you know what? Don't throw them away. We can use them to mimic the conditions of a mother's pouch, right? Believe it or not, these little joeys, as they're called, these baby kangaroos, they spend 8 months in mommy's pouch, right? And there's a bunch of orphan joeys, and the even smaller than joeys, the pinkies, right? And it's difficult. It's very difficult to bring them up, right? But Mandy Watson, director of the Kununurra Haven, they have saved hundreds of orphan joeys and pinkies from their moms who have been hunted or hit by cars. They struggle to survive without the warmth and humidity. But these incubators are being repurposed. Look at this. Look at that. Beautiful. So these out-of-date incubators that were like up, no purpose, was like, hey, I got an idea. All right, last story. Sorry, had to fart. Oh, farted again. Oh, made that one up. A sheriff. My apologies. A sheriff in Letcher County, Kentucky, retired a judge. And female balls in court as footage of Sean Stein's retiring judge Kevin Mullins is shown. Steins is accused of retiring his longtime friend after seeing something on his cell phone. New details reveal that after Mullins and Steins had lunch together, Steins wanted to meet the judge in his chambers. Detective Clayton Stamper from Letcher County State Police has said, I was told Sheriff Steins tried to call his daughter from the judge's phone also. By the way, those that follow me on Twitter, formerly known as X, know my very passionate statements on this topic. Steins, sheriff asked judge for his phone and then called his daughter from the judge's phone. Seconds after, he began retiring the judge. Sheriff's daughter has been interviewed by the police, and when sheriff was arrested, turned himself in. Allegedly, he said they're trying to kidnap my wife and kid. Now, this has been censored, but there is an active ending of someone's life in this video. I'm going to share that video. It is censored. There is nothing graphic. But please minimize the screen if that sort of thing would bother you. This is the judge who I don't mourn. And this is the video of the retiring of that judge. I'll give you a 3 count before I hit play. 1, 3, 5. So, let's break this down. It says, I need to talk to the judge in his chambers. Walks in. Says something. And boom. Boom. Put it down.
Is that a portion of the video? Portion of the video.
Why, Gary? Why? Give him 2 weeks community service. He needs to clean the beaches in Hawaii. And he should bring his family. And then afterwards, he should be reelected. And his campaign should be Gary Plauché protected his kid. I did too. I don't promote violence officially. Why, Gary? Why? Reelect this man. Make him sheriff for another 4 years, then make him governor. All right, I am going to wind everything up with baby Asher ate his food. For all parents of little fur babies, this one loves mashed potatoes. So I'll whip up some mashed potatoes and mix the dog food in with mashed potatoes. And my little girl will eat it. Not as good as she does just mashed potatoes, but she'll eat it. It's a compromise. We worry about our kids. We worry about our pets. And everybody has 1,000 answers. Well, I did this and this works. This is how you got to do it. Well, you know, I'm trying my best, and this is something I found that I think's working. And instead of people responding with, all right, well, that's great, but here's a couple possible issues that might come from that. Let's try to backtrack and lead toward. No, it becomes, you should be in prison, you're a monster. I have raised some turtles, tortoises, and turtles. And I loved being on these tortoise forums. And it's like, oh, well, mine loves pumpkins. And it's such a struggle to get him to focus on the greens and not the. And instead of, yeah, try to take a tiny piece of a pumpkin or some pumpkin pie and smear it on your greens, and yeah, then you can trick them. No, it became, well, you gave them pumpkins, so you murdered your tortoise. How dare you? People like you are white. I love the passion. I love the energy that people have. But holy Christ on a cracker. Do you really think that's actually helping? Or are you just fucking venting other shit? Like, alright, climate change. Either the world is gonna end pretty soon, unless you or it's a hoax and everyone's lying. Really? I know all you fucking young Zoomers and whatever's after Zoomers, or right? I don't know. All you fuckers under the age of 30 are like, it's world's ending, or they're lying, it's a conspiracy. And grow the fuck up. All right. My people had a hole in the ozone layer that was gonna fucking kill everybody. And we had to change our hairspray and change some shaving cream. We made some changes. We didn't like it. We bitched about it. Drew Carey, before his show, doing stand-up, had a bit about it. But yeah, fixed it. Hole in the ozone layer, solved. We bitched, we moaned, we compromised, and we figured it out. Is global warming a thing? Is the, as Leonard Nimoy was paid to advertise in the late 70s, is the oncoming ice age a thing? Then it became climate change, all this. Is it a thing? Yeah. We suck. We do bad shit to the environment. Yes. We damage Mother Earth. Yeah. If people will be like, hey, pollution sucks. See, I grew up with fucking litter everywhere now. And if you look back, my VFW walked the roads many, many miles for a bunch of old crippled fucks picking up trash. And honestly, way better than it was 30 years ago. Major improvements, but not there yet. The litter, come on, don't fucking litter, people. Don't do it. All right. Throw it in your fucking passenger floorboard and then toss it in a dumpster. They're everywhere. Come on. But yeah, major improvements. Are we shitty to the environment? Yes. Are we getting better? Yeah. But when 2015, I took a cross-country trip from 2014. Yeah, 2013. Anyways, I took a cross-country trip from Seattle, Washington to Savannah, Georgia. And stopped off at every national park. I listened to the entire U2 album, Joshua Tree, in Joshua Tree. Petrified Forest, obviously, Grand Canyon, the Big Blue Hole. I went there, didn't get close enough to see Big Blue Hole, but my then wife did. And every fucking national park had a sign. Thanks, Obama, old me. The glaciers will be gone by 2020 due to global warming. Well, the hockey stick graph was a lie. Yes, climate change is real. Yes, global warming, just like global freezing, is an actual issue people need to take serious. But when you say the world is going to end in 12 years, 17 years ago, you lose your credibility. I mean, yes, let's be better to the environment. Let's promote clean energy. Yes, let's shift away from pollution towards good stuff. But you tell me the world's going to end in 12 years, you're a liar. Just like the vaccines. I have every vaccine I could possibly get in America, except for 2. I can't get the shingles vaccine because I'm not old enough. And that's bullshit because people my age get shingles. And as a soldier, I was not able to opt out of an experimental anthrax vaccine. They were like, oh, you got to get 6 shots. I may have the numbers wrong, but you got to get 6 shots. Get a couple. You got to take it over time. It changed. It's 7 shots. All right. Actually, it's 3 shots. Actually, it's 5 shots. Actually, it's this. And everything kept changing. And it's like, my shot records were like, well, you need these many shots, but you've got this many shots, but I don't know which shots you got that were the good shots or the bad shots. And there's these side effects and, wait, what? Now, you want to release an experimental vaccine that's not been tested properly, but we think it's going to be a good protection. Here is all the information, and you make your choice whether you want it or not. I'm cool with that. But the minute you start saying you have to, you take responsibility for the side effects. Oh, well, let's just hide the side effects. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that this vaccine murdered millions and millions of people. The vaccine is pretty safe. It has some side effects. It has some issues. The fact is that they lied about the issues, and there was no informed consent. I guarantee if they were 100% open and honest about the effects of the vaccine, a large number of people would have gotten them. And then when the numbers came out, another large number of people would have made the educated choice to do that. But the fact is, when you mislead and lie or coerce, that's wrong. When I went to a school, yes, it was a military school, for vaccinations, and we went through all this bullshit about the T4 cell and just broke it down. And yes, this is when we had to my knowledge, the third major coronavirus outbreak, but long before COVID. You know, you had the SARS and the MERS, Zika, but they emphasized how the reason why the United States has a higher yeah, I saw your messages, Splatter. But T209 has some health issues. The reason why the United States had a 93% vaccination rate, while the UK had like an 84% vaccination rate, was because the UK made a law on inoculation with smallpox, and it had a 1% fatality rate, which is great when you look at a disease that had a 14% fatality rate. But 1 out of 100 people died, and that person's friends and family blamed the government and stopped trusting them. So getting your jabs, as they say in the UK, was not trusted like it was in the US, where you had the choice. Freedom of choice matters. Whether you approve or disapprove of something should be separate from whether you approve or disapprove of someone making that choice for you. So I'm going to end this stream. But remember, no matter what, all the topics we covered, the most important thing to remember is no matter